Hey everybody, I'm Greg Johnson with resourcesforlife.com, and this is a brief video about the bike rack and hitch that I just got for the Subaru Forester 2016 that we bought from Dave Wright, Subaru Nissan up in Cedar Rapids area. It's in Hiawatha actually. And so the first thing we had to get done on this was to have that hitch put on. There are smaller hitch attachment connectors that are like 1 1/4, 1 3/4, whatever. I got the 2-inch hitch attachment on there because it's heavier duty. It gives you a lot more options of what you can do when you're towing. And I had that done through Dave Wright, Subaru Nissan, because they have relationships with vendors and shops in the Cedar Rapids area that allows them to get really good pricing. These are, already vetted shops, right, that they've worked with, that they've had work done before. There's a place there that they have a relationship with where they put the hitches on. And so, rather than going with an unknown quantity of just any kind of muffler shop or wherever you'd go to get a hitch put on, you can go with a dealership that you know and trust, have them deal with all the paperwork. And even in my case, I needed to have a loaner car. They arranged that, no extra charge. And so it was very convenient. I'm going to show you a close-up here of the hitch. So here under the car, you can see the hitch assembly. And it's very heavy duty. To get these installed, you have to remove the muffler, which is why muffler shops often will be installing these. But anyway, really happy with the work that was done. The price, I had quotes from $400 to $600. This was like hundreds less than that, right? So I saved a lot of money and real pleased. Now, with the bike rack, the previous bike racks that I've had basically are held in place with straps, right? You've seen those. You put them on your sedan on the trunk and hold it down with straps. But those tend to move a lot. They have to be adjusted. They just do not feel real sturdy and stable going 70 miles an hour down the road. You look in your rear view mirror and you can see the bikes flapping around the wind, right? So I wanted to go with a hitch mount bike rack with the 2-inch adapter there, the connector, so it would be super sturdy. And some of those hitch mounted racks clamp on to, when you're connecting the bicycle to the rack, you're clamping the top tube on the bike to the rack, and so it just kind of dangles there. It's just free floating there, hooked onto the rack. And that doesn't always work great if your bike does not have a perfectly straight tube, which many don't, right? Some of them have the down angle, some of them have a swooping tube. It depends. And now there are fat tire bikes, mountain bikes, touring bikes. There's so many different kinds of bike configurations that typical racks don't work that great. So this one here, what you can be assured of is that your bike's going to have 2 wheels typically, right? And they're going to be flat with the ground. So that's kind of a known quantity. So basically what this mechanism does, and this is from a company that is called Küat. I'm probably not going to pronounce that right, but they build these really solid bike racks, and you can see that there's a tray for the tires to go in. The front tire dips down a little bit into this retaining piece, and then the back tire sits here. So fat tire bikes, mountain bikes, touring bikes, whatever, it's going to handle it. And then this piece here comes up and it hooks down onto the tire and holds that bike solid. There's a strap in the back going through the rear tire holding it in place. So you really have a solid connection here. And there's plenty of room between the bikes, right, to easily have them go on here, because you don't want to have a situation where your handlebars are kind of hitting each other, or your brake lines and such are getting tangled in the handlebars. So very nice, convenient, solid system. And when it's folded down like this, you can still get in your hatch area on the car. There's a quick lever here that you can see, that shiny lever. I'm just going to go down and grab that, and then you can angle it down, and you can also angle it up, which I'm going to do now. Sorry for the camera moving around there, but yeah, so it locks in place, and now you have really not that much extra room on the back of the vehicle to worry about when you're parking or pulling into a spot. You don't want to be hanging out too far. So again, very sturdy construction. I mean, maybe you can kind of see, but this thing is like, it's not moving, it's not rattling around, it is solid. There's also an attachment here, which I've taken off, but it's a bike repair stand. So basically, it's a rod that comes up, and it does hold on to a top tube, and then you can do repairs on your bicycle that way. There's one more thing I want to show you. I'm going to pull this down again. There, it's locked in place. This bike rack system has a bolt. It's a securing bolt that goes through the hitch, as you can see here, but it's also a locking system. So your hitch and your bike rack are locked together, gives you an extra measure of security on that. And then for your bicycle, there's a built-in lock assembly right here. So this lock comes out, you have a cable, you have the lock, everything built in. So your bikes can be locked to the rack, and the rack can be locked to the car, and that keeps everything secure. You can go into a restaurant or whatever, not worrying about somebody stealing your bikes or your rack. So anyway, that's basically it. Really 3 products. The Subaru Forester 2016 from Dave Wright Subaru. It's been a great vehicle so far. Put on a little over 1,000 miles already, which is a lot for me in about a month. And then the hitch on there that they got me set up with, and then this bike rack is from World of Bikes in Iowa City. They were really helpful in getting it, set up for me, and even helped me install it on the car. No extra charge. That was great. So real pleased with everything. If you have any questions, feel free to email or get in touch through resourcesforlife.com. Appreciate all the likes and the views and the support. So take care, and look forward to talking to you soon.